Listen carefully. Every time you lose control, you hand your power to someone else. Every reaction, every outburst, even emotional decision, it costs you something. The most successful people in the world aren't the smartest or the luckiest. They are the calmest. They don't react, they respond. They don't chase chow, they create order. This is your turning point, because once you master self-control, you become mentally and spiritually, you rise above everything that once controlled your Hebel, but emotional. This is self-control is your superpower. Chapter 1. Your emotions are not the problem. Your obedience is your emotions are not the enemy. They never were. Fear is not the problem. Anger is not the problem. Anxiety is not the problem. Your obedience to those emotions, that is the problem. You feel something, and you move. You feel something, and you speak. You feel something, and you decide. That automatic obedience is where your power leaks. Here is the truth most people never hear. Emotions are automatic. Behavior is optional. That's the key. You do not choose what you feel, but you always choose what you do next. You have a choice. Most people don't realize this because they've never been trained to pause. They confuse intensity with importance. If the feeling is strong, they assume it must be obeyed. If the emotion is loud, they assume it must be followed. That assumption ruins lives. You get angry, so you react. You feel insecure, so you explain. You feel afraid, so you retreat. And every time you obey, you reinforce weakness. It's not about emotion, it's about discipline. Let's dismantle the illusion right now. Feeling strongly does not mean acting immediately. Feeling intensely does not mean acting impulsively. Feeling discomfort does not mean escaping it. That's conditioning, not truth. Look at people who operate under extreme pressure, real pressure. A surgeon with a patient open on the table. A pilot landing a damaged aircraft. A soldier under live fire. Do you think they feel calm? No. They feel fear. They feel stress. They feel adrenaline flooding their system. But they do not obey it. They feel it, but they do not follow it. That's the difference between trained minds and reactive minds. Elite performers are not emotionless. They are obedient to principle, not feeling. You don't rise to the level of your motivation. You fall to the level of your training. Most people have trained one thing their entire lives: immediate reaction. Someone disrespects them. They snap back. Something feels uncomfortable. They escape. Something threatens their ego. They defend. Automatic. Predictable. Weak and predictable people are controllable people. That's the real cost of emotional obedience. You become easy to manipulate. Anyone who can trigger you can steer you. Anyone who can upset you can control you. Anyone who can flatter you can own you. You don't need their permission to pause. You don't need their permission to stay silent. You don't need their permission to choose control. You have a choice. Here's where most people get confused. They think emotional control means suppression. They think it means denying feelings, bottling them up, pretending they don't exist. That's not control. That's avoidance. Control is awareness without obedience. You notice the anger, you notice the fear, you notice the urge, and then you choose. That pause, right there, that's power. Most people never pause. They let emotions push them like a current. They call it being real. They call it being honest. They call it just how I am. No, that's just undisciplined. Honesty without control is chaos. Authenticity without restraint is weakness. It's not about being fake. It's about being deliberate. Here's a simple rule that will change everything if you apply it. Never make decisions at the peak of emotion. Not anger, not excitement, not fear, not pride. Strong emotions distort judgment. They narrow your vision. They push you toward short-term relief instead of long-term outcomes. That's the trap. You feel relief when you react. You feel relief when you vent. You feel relief when you justify yourself. But relief is not progress. That's the key. Progress requires restraint. Progress requires delay. Progress requires discipline. You have a choice. Let's get practical. From this moment on, whenever you feel a strong emotion, your first job is not to act. Your first job is to label it. Say it internally. This is anger. This is fear. This is insecurity. Labeling creates distance. Distance creates control. Then you breathe, slow, controlled, deliberate. You don't need a technique. You need interruption. That interruption breaks the automatic chain. Stimulus, emotion, pause, choice. That pause is where you take your power back. And here's the hard truth. At first, it will feel uncomfortable. Good. Discomfort is the price of discipline. Your emotions will demand obedience. They will tell you that you must act now, that silence is weakness, that delay is cowardice. They are lying. Emotions do not care about your future. They care about immediate release. Discipline cares about outcomes. It's not about feeling less. It's about obeying less. That's the shift. You don't need to kill your emotions. You need to stop putting them in charge. Every time you pause instead of react, you build strength. Every time you stay silent instead of explaining, you build authority. Every time you act based on principle instead of feeling, you build control. Small moments, repeated daily. That's how